Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Monday video report. We've got this little game in Dallas tonight between Ohio State and Oregon going to determine the national championship. I'm going to give you a free play on the total on the contest. And let me tell you guys, I think the total is every bit as strong as the side. That's how much I like the game, side and total. I use the side for my own personal best bet, but I like the total as well. I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. Meanwhile, props going out to Gabriel DuPont, who has not only been on an incredible run with those 100-dime plays since the beginning of December, but yesterday, first ever 150-dime NFL play of his career, Cowboys getting that half-point cover at Green Bay. So kudos to him. After going 11-3 with 100-dime plays since the beginning of December, he cashes in with that one, and he's now 3-0 in the NFL playoffs, in fact, because he also had a 30-dime play on the Seahawks over the total on Saturday night, definitely going against the grain with that particular play, and he now has $10 bettors, up over $9,500 since the beginning of December. So congratulations going out to him. Also, congratulations going out to Craig Davis, who yesterday had a 100-dime winner, his two-team teaser of the year on Dallas and Indianapolis. That was after hitting a 100-dimer on Saturday with Baltimore, plus the points at New England. So that's his third 100-dime max wager in the NFL. Over the past 2 weeks in the playoffs, and number 15 out of 19 overall. Anthony Redd cashed in yesterday, too. Had a nice 80-dimer on the, the Cowboys, which was preceded by an 80-dime winner on the Ravens. Now, some of the guys, including yours truly, had the Broncos, and it's very discouraging to hear the reports coming out now just here in the last hour or so before I fired up this video report that Peyton Manning may have been playing with a torn quadricep muscle for the past month. Gee, everybody else was focusing, was it his elbow, was it his arm strength? When you're playing on one leg, it's tough to play any sport, let alone be a quarterback in a game of that magnitude. And not knowing that, which, listen, it's gambling. There are no guarantees. Nobody's a psychic. There's no inside information, and that's the type of thing that certainly teams want to keep under wraps for obvious reasons. Definitely sucks. But, you knew there had to be a but coming here. But let's not blame the Broncos' fault. It's all on Peyton Manning. My God, their defense didn't do anything yesterday. That pass rush, you went and got DeMarcus Ware. You had Von Miller coming back. They combined for 24 sacks during the regular season. Did they even come close to putting their hands on Luck's jersey at all yesterday? And the secondary for the Broncos, just total collapse. Now, the Broncos all season long had problems defending against big tight ends. But yesterday, the entire secondary was just pathetic. The defense could not get off the field. And remember, after what happened last year, the high-scoring team, John Elway goes out, sinks all those millions of dollars into revamping his defense. The offense here ended the season without knowing what was going on with Peyton Manning, got a ground game, and Anderson was very productive yesterday. But if you want to put the fault on Peyton Manning, you would be wrong, because it's a 50-50 proposition. Half of his responsibility for playing so poorly, half the fact that the defense simply couldn't get a stop when they needed. Okay, guys, also yesterday, Matt Rivers, blank check releases. Had his first one ever in his 11-plus years here at the site in the NBA. And how easy was it yesterday as he went with the Atlanta Hawks, a 4-point favorite, and I mean, they destroyed the Washington Wizards by 31 points. And that was on the heels of hitting his third ever college basketball blank check waive the rating release on Saturday. Davidson, a 14-point home favorite over St. Louis by 35 points. Now, both of those plays, both blank check releases, of which he is now 16-6 lifetime. In all sports combined, you got them for each for $22, saving $77 off the regular price. And today, I decided to make him the half-price play of the day. Now, keep in mind, the half-price play of the day Sunday was Gabriel DuPont's 150-dime first-ever NFL release winner on the Cowboys. And the Saturday half-price play of the day was Scott Delaney's first-ever 200-dime release in the playoffs of his career, the Baltimore Ravens. So today, the biggest play on the board, I figured, what the hell? It's the biggest game of the season. It's the half-price play of the day, simply by using coupon code MATT, M-A-T-T. Matches his bowl winners with TCU over Ole Miss 42-3 and Stanford hammering Maryland as well, 45-21. Again, the half-price code is simply his first name, Matt. Now, speaking of Scott Delaney, I saw that he has a 100-dime play on the total tonight. You can save $90, which means you get it for $19. Now, again, 100-dime play. He had the 200-dime play on the Ravens on Saturday, okay? Normally, 100-dime plays are his bread and butter plays, and for good reason. 100-dime max wager plays in all sports over the past 3 years. His record, 75, 47, and 2. Just hit a 100-dime play with Washington, a 1-point favorite by 16 points over the Chicago Bulls on Friday night, a play which you got for just $34, saving $75 off the regular price. Today, again, you get it for $19 by using coupon code SCOTT19. SCOTT and the number 19. $10 bettors have made over $9 grand over the past 9 weeks following his betting advice. $9 grand. And these 50-dime plays or higher over the past 3 years. 50-dime plays or higher in all sports. $10 bettors have won $45,297. So you get his 100-dime max wager today for $19. Let's talk about this particular side selection here tonight. I'll tell you what, guys. Urban Meyer is no dummy. And Urban Meyer has to know that his best defense is a strong ground game when it comes to stopping Oregon tonight. Because the longer you keep the Ducks and their fast-paced attack, remember, in the second half of the win against Florida State, now granted, Florida State was literally giving them the football on every possession with all those turnovers. In the second half, they were running a play about every 12 and a half seconds. 12 and a half seconds in the second half of the game. Florida State's defense was on the field all day long, right? Just imagine how winded they were and just defenseless in the second half as we saw. What a surprise. I mean, Chip Kelly, it was his system, just like he does with the Eagles on the NFL. Obviously, quick strike potential. So the key here for the Buckeyes tonight in terms of having a chance to win this game, having a chance to cover this game perhaps, having a chance just to be competitive. Any way you slice it, they've got to be able to run the ball, and I think they're going to be able to here tonight. Listen, I'm looking here before the video report started. I called up a couple of the box scores of recent games here. In the bowl game against Alabama, I'm just going to get you the number. They ran for 281 yards. 281 yards. And Ezekiel Elliott, who has come out of nowhere, really, has just been such a workhorse for the Buckeyes. Against a Tide, a strong Tide interior defense, right? One that's pretty much built to stop the run. 20 carries, 230 yards. And then in the game prior, which of course was the blowout of Wisconsin, in the Big Ten championship game, they ran for over 300 yards in that particular contest. So again, I think Ohio State's going to have to be able to run the ball to have success here tonight. So what does that mean? You run the ball, you take time off the clock, less scoring opportunities, hopefully for Oregon, and I think that you take advantage of this artificially inflated number. And I say artificially because everybody's expecting this to be like, 45-40. Everybody's expecting this to be one of those games. I don't think it's going to be one of those games. Now, did Ohio State and Alabama soar over the total? Yes, they did. Did Florida State and Oregon soar over the total? Yes, they did. I just don't think this is going to be one of those situations. Listen, I'm the guy yesterday. I told you not only I like the Cowboys, but I also like the Cowboys and Packers over because I didn't think that one had a shot at being staying under the total. Well, maybe that bad call certainly affected that, right? But the bottom line is this. I think that this is a particular case where I think you have to go against the grain. You have to take the under, take advantage of the public's anticipation of a high-scoring game. Because I think most people in the public are going, oh, my God, 73 points. Geez, all I need is one team to score 38, the other team to score 35. That's easy in this game tonight. I don't think it's going to be that easy. I think both of these teams are going to come out, and I think the first quarter of this game is going to kind of be like the opening round of any good boxing match where both fighters come out and they kind of paw each other and kind of size the opponent up. I just don't anticipate this being high-scoring early, and I think the under is the way to go. So that'll do it, guys. Best of luck to you. I hope to talk to you again here tomorrow, and we will hopefully all have winners on this particular game. And I hope it's a good game to watch too, because I'll tell you what, after having to watch the misery that I had to watch on the TV last night with that Denver game, the worst playoff game of the entire weekend when you think about it. I mean, definitely the worst one. I mean, even the Seattle Carolina game was at least interesting for the first half. Baltimore New England, I mean, you couldn't ask for much more than that. Same thing with the Packers and Cowboys. Who would have guessed going into this weekend's action that the worst game in the playoffs will be the Broncos Colts game? But at least there's one bright side here. Well, I can't say it's really a bright side after I lost money, but the fact is, the only bright side is, at least this week, we are not going to hear about how Peyton Manning can't beat Tom Brady. Peyton Manning can't win in Foxborough. Peyton Manning can't get the job done. We don't have to hear about Peyton Manning. Now, if we hopefully don't have to watch any more of those Papa John commercials or Nationwide commercials, maybe we'll also be a little better off. Take it easy, guys. Talk to you again tomorrow.